Alright, this is my continuing coverage of Euclid Book 7 definitions, and we're certainly not anywhere close to being done. Now, a couple of things that Booball 1067 wanted me to explain. That's Booball 1067. She wanted me to explain a couple of things. Now, here's the problem. I have dealt with students in which if I say the word zero, the first thing that comes to their mind is this drawing, not the idea of value. Okay? And so I'm going to take a moment and explain to those students what the difference is between value and the absence of value. This marker has value because it still draws pictures like this. Okay? But if this thing ran out of ink and it was not refilled with ink, this thing would have absolutely no value. Okay? And so therefore, when we're talking about the absence of value, we're talking about like a marker that has no more ink. Or we're talking a gas tank that is no longer usable in a car. Say the gas tank is rusted out and there's rust holes all across the gas tank. It's not usable, so therefore it has the absence of value. And I know where I'm coming from on this because I had a young lady come into my shop. She, hang on just a second, my brain kind of wiped on that one. She came into my shop. She did not know that a dime was worth 10 cents. Now here we got a young lady, junior high and high school, not high school, but she's a junior high student in America, does not know that a dime is worth 10 cents. Had no clue. That's ridiculous. So I get students that, like I said, when you say zero, they're not thinking of value and absence of value. They're thinking of this pretty little picture. That's what I was getting at. And I do have students that are like that, and I have to work with them, unfortunately. So hopefully we can clear up that little point. That's what I was trying to do. So I was trying to get you guys to think, okay, the zero is not just some funky little picture on an erase board. It means something. It actually has a meaning. It's just like words have a meaning. Somebody say, well, it's just a word. It's not just a word. It has meaning. It has function. All right. Now, again, I did not clear this up in my last couple of videos, so I will clear this up. Now, if you have the number 24, or even the number 12, okay? Now 6 times 4 is 24, but so is 8 times 3. Now, if we're to go by Euclid's strict definition, okay? If we're to go by Euclid's strict definition, because of this factor right here, this factor is odd. Because of that, 24 is not an even times even. Now, I know it's an even times even and even times odd because after all, this is even, and this is even, this is even, this is odd, so it could be an even times even or even times odd. But according to Euclid's definition, because of that 3 right there, it would not be an even times even. That's what he said in the book. Okay. Same thing with 12. 6 times 2 is 12, but also 4 times 3. Because that 3 right there, 12 is not an even times even according to Euclid. Now, according to us, it is, but according to Euclid, it is not. And that was the difference. So, when you're reading Euclid's work, you have to realize that Euclid's work has a completely different definition than what we have. Alright? And so, that's where we're coming in. We're trying to distinguish between the difference between Euclid and what we know today. Our terms, because there's a 6 times 2 and there's a 12, that's an even times even. But we can also call it an even times odd because we have the 4 and the 3 and the 12. But according to Euclid, 12 would not be an even times even. Not at all. He wouldn't have regarded it that way. Because of that 3, he would not have regarded it that way. That was his definition. So, I mean, we don't have to agree with his definition, but I'm just trying to tell you, that's what he said. Okay, and then if you want me to, I can pull it right, So, It's just a matter of illustrating, and I did not properly illustrate. I am sorry about that. But according to his definition, it's a little different than ours. So you are correct when you say that according to our definitions, it's even times even and even times odd. But according to Euclid, it wouldn't work that way. So there's a big contrast between what Euclid said and what we say. So, hopefully that explained everything. You're right, I really shouldn't make videos when I'm tired, and the reason I shouldn't is because when I get real tired, I make mistakes like that, and I'm sorry I made that mistake. But hopefully now you guys all get the understanding. Now the next definition is about prime numbers, and I'm going to write you Booball 1067 and tell you what Euclid said was a prime number, and let's see if you can help us distinguish between what Euclid's saying and what everybody else says. Hopefully we can get that. Anyway, I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.